Hey guys, it's Rosie Mum Anna, and today I am doing a Australian brand drugstore makeup palette. There is 3 palettes in this whole collection that may not be considered drugstore. 2 are the balm and 1 is tart. Aside from that, it's all drugstore, particularly Australian. So let's get started with designer brands, which is a vegan, obviously cruelty-free brand made in Australia. They do a lot of eyeshadows without any talc in them. They've got some really nice wet kind of shadows. They've got a beautiful full makeup range. It's actually affordable, which is great in Australia, and I have heaps of it. So this is the In the Stars palette. I'm really digging the outside. It is some cool, some warm, and some shimmer shades. The formula is great. They have some really cool duochrome flips, but I don't know that it's a particularly cohesive palette, but individually the shades are beautiful. Next, the Wanderlust palette, 12 shade palette. This sort of looks like a Colourpop palette to me. I love it. So as you can see, there's some gorgeous shimmers, and like those 2 there are sort of different shimmers, and then obviously some nice mattes for the crease, inner corner highlights, that sort of thing. So that's Pixie Dust, and check it out. We'll get a matte for good measure, and then just stunning. So yeah, that is Wanderlust. It's a bit grubby, I should clean it. Okay, then the next 12 pan palette. So this is Precious Petal. I like the packaging on this. All the shades have names, so this is like a warm tone palette with some brights. It's got mattes, it's got shimmers. These are all the talc free formulas, so let's see how the bright goes. Lovely. Then we'll move on to Delicate Daisy. This is obviously the same format, but this is more pastel palette, sort of wash of colours. This has some really pretty shades in it too. Once again, I love the formula. So there's those. The next one is from last year's Christmas collection, Natural Glam. It's that velour packaging. As you can see, so they do some palettes that are kind of like dupes. This is obviously going for an Anastasia vibe. It's a beautiful palette. These, so Linen and Petal, are like really sparkly shades that you can top over other shades, or you can use them yourself, but I find they look nice over any of the shades in there. One of them's got a little bit of hard petal, but aside from that, these are lovely. I haven't used the nudes a lot because I have. This is an interesting formula palette. This is a Wish Upon a Star. This is 2 years ago, Christmas, and I think this is a bit like the Too Faced 20-year limited edition sale. So this one has some of that wet formula I was talking about. So it's a row of mattes on the bottom, and then like similar to the Super Shock shadow on top, and I think these are so pretty, and like these are in a palette and they don't go dry, running out of places. Running out of places to swatch, but yeah, that was really bad. They work a lot nicer than that. And then yeah, some complementary matte shades, fairly basic ones that were hugely popular at the time though, so just warm neutrals, and it's a really different palette. I really like it, and I love both the formulas. Good big mirror. Okay, then we move on to, so this one I believe is another one that was trying to look like a Jeffree Star palette with the it's called Electric Dreams, the like really shimmery font there, huge pans, and they had stars lightning bolts and stuff embossed on them. I've used them, I can't. So some of the shades in here are lovely. I like Polarity, which is a mauve shadow, despite the fact that it It's grey. Spark Up is beautiful, and then there's some very bizarre ones, a bit like you had problems similar, I believe, in the shimmer palette to these new nude ones, where, like Off-Grid, for example, it doesn't turn into anything, it just wipes away to nothing. Like the others work beautifully, and then there's Off-Grid next to them. But yeah, so it's an interesting palette. Not their best work, not a huge fan. If you go through, I've actually got a Designer Brands eyeshadow palette collection, and I've decluttered a ton from it. I've got just a couple more eyeshadow palettes, and then I was just going to stick face palettes in this video too. So this is Mauve on Mercury, 2 years ago Christmas, and this is really nice. It's not typically what you think of with a mauve palette, but the shades do go on mauve. I know they don't necessarily look it, but there they are. Mauves, as you can see, 3 of them are about identical though. Grey blue one's lovely. It's a really nice 9-pan palette. This is a bit of an odd one, Ice Ice Baby Mixtape. They did a warm tone version of this. It looks quite a lot like the very first palette I showed you. I do really like the purple. So I love their shimmer shades. Their matte neutral shades are so nice, but they just repeat the same taupes and browns so often that I tend not to use them. I just use them up out of one palette. But like I said, this is a very affordable brand. It is like accessible, and it does some interesting things for designer, drugstore brand in Australia. So that is Designer Brands. Oh, and here's a couple of face palettes of theirs I have. So the Sunbeam palette, this is a Benefit dupe, obviously, and it even comes with one of those brushes. So it's got a highlighter called Highlighter, a Coral Glowy blush, a nude blush, a bronzer, and a contour, and it does its job. It's great. I'm not a huge fan of the glowy blush or highlight, but the rest I like. I got this on sale for $10. I get most of them on clearance. And this is the Sunbeam Highlight palette. I got this for $5. And this is beautiful. It's just a like icy white, a sort of peach, a pink, and a kind of champagne. Very nice formula highlight or eyeshadow, or whatever you wish to glow with. And there's one more, and this is the Glow Complexion tin. They used to do a lot of these tins. They did like ones that were not dupes for Chocolate Bar in colours, but dupes in the style with like the 2 larger shades and the other ones. They were really cute. And then they also have some scented ones, although they have a chocolate bar smelling palette, but it's not the dupe of the chocolate bar. But anyway, this is one of their first ones. So this is the glow tin. So this is a bronzer, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights as well. I really like this Moonstone one at the end there, because I'm a bit older. I don't want anything that gives me texture. So that's the huge pile of Designer Brands. Next brand.